I thought that I died. I laid there in a field in Afghanistan thinking I was dead. There aren't words to describe what that feeling is like. My envoy into Paralympics was an interesting one in that I was not blind until September 7th, 2011. I was an explosive ordnance disposal officer in Afghanistan. I was working with a special operations assault force, conducting military operations in the area of Kandahar. Unfortunately, I stepped on an IED that detonated a short distance in front of me. In that blast, I was really lucky to walk away, but suffered pretty bad damage to my face, specifically my eyes, and was blinded as a result. But it's really difficult from an identity standpoint where I had built up this expertise. I had built up this identity. I was a naval officer, I was a special operator. My contribution to society was that I had this really unique expertise in the mitigation of explosive hazards, and now I can do none of those things. And in fact, I'm in this hospital room where I can't even find the bathroom, I don't know what food is on my plate, and all those sorts of things. And I was really lucky that people intervened on my behalf and presented me the opportunity to compete in sports. In fact, a representative from the Association of Blind Athletes told me on the phone one day, "Do you realize how lucky you are to be injured in a Paralympic year?" And then now since London, it's taken on a new life of its own. I've really been able to become an integral part of Team USA, and I just feel very fortunate that I am a part of this team. I finished the Rio Games feeling as though I had really accomplished everything that I had set out to accomplish. I wanted to really do well in those freestyle events. I wanted to break that world record. And I really dedicated the previous 4 years to that, training every day, visualizing for that race over and over and over again. And it was an intensely gratifying experience to be able to do those things. But the notion of going back to that just wasn't as fulfilling, I think. It was an incredible experience, but I didn't feel like I needed to repeat it. It's not about the medals, it's about the journey. The medal is a little hunk of metal. You put it in a sock, you put it in a drawer, you don't look at it, day to day. It does not really give you much gratification or fulfillment. It's all about the journey. It's about this idea saying, I'm gonna set this goal. And this goal is really lofty. It's dreaming big. I always say, if you're not afraid of your goals, then they're probably not big enough. So I needed a new goal. I needed something that I was afraid of. I think I needed the challenge to evolve. And aptly timed, USA Triathlon offered me an opportunity to go to a camp and fell in love with the new sport all over again. Starting off in 2017, I'm the newbie again, and I wasn't any good, and I screwed up a lot of stuff, and I continued to screw stuff up all the way through this season, but finally I think we're in a place where I'm comfortable, I'm confident, I'm excited, and this is a challenge that's been really gratifying. So I had a background in the sport. After my able-bodied career in 2006, I had retired and got out of swimming and went into recreational triathlon, and I really enjoyed it. Now obviously para-triathlon is a completely new animal, doing it with a guide, doing it on a tandem bike, doing it in the sprint distance. It's been a really challenging and humbling experience. I went from, to some extent, dominating the sport of blind swimming to really scrambling to get 17th at the end of last season. But I've been able to learn a lot of lessons, grow into the new sport, and now I'm looking at a really strong chance at making the Tokyo roster as a para-triathlete, and it's been a cool experience. Above all, the biggest lesson of all for me was, I thought that I died. I thought that I died. I laid there in a field in Afghanistan thinking I was dead. There aren't words to describe what that feeling is like. There was just, time stood still and I was dead for a while, and then I came back. And when you have that experience, every moment of your life, no matter how trivial, whether it's sipping coffee in the morning, it's a drab day in LA, or it's a beautiful day in LA, every day is beautiful because it's a moment that is really precious. I definitely succumbed to, this is a tough moment, but I always look to my buddy Tyler in that moment. Tyler didn't make it back. Tyler died in Iraq in 2009. His ghost is always with me. He's in the room, in the back of the room in the corner, and he's always nodding at me, and I know that he gave his life up so that I could have these moments. And I look at him when I'm about ready to give up or feel sorry for myself or victimize myself, and I kind of ask myself that constant question, like, am I doing his legacy honor? That always holds very true to me, and I feel very compelled to live up to that and honor his legacy by making the most of every moment.